whoa! Guys, what's going on here?
He started it!
All right, let's settle this. What did you do?
I only drew his OC.
And you did it beautifully! I participated in ArtFight, which, despite its name, is probably the least violent brawl on social media. Before we get started, I want to clarify that I am in no way affiliated with ArtFight, nor did they sponsor or endorse this video. Hashtag not sponsored and all that. I just want to share my experience as an ArtFight newbie. For those of you who are unfamiliar, ArtFight is a point-based annual event that takes place throughout July. Each year there are 2 teams that you can choose from or be randomly assigned to if you can't choose. This year it was Seafoam versus Stardust. You get points by making art of other people's characters, which are called attacks. You can attack artists on your own team, but you get way more points for attacking the opposite team. And no, attacks are not just beating up other people's OCs. I thought that too, though. I've known about ArtFight for a few years now, but I've never had the motivation to actually participate in it before. I almost skipped it again this year until a friend explained it to me a bit better, and that it's okay if I didn't make a lot of art this year. So I joined Team Seafoam and made my card. It was pretty empty at first, with just my Sona and my bunnies, but then I remembered a few other fanverse characters I've made, like my Five Nights at Freddy's character, Ricky, my D&D character, Thorn, and my Owl House Witch Sona, Calvex. It's still not a vast array of characters, but I'm hoping to make more OCs when inspiration strikes. Nevertheless, you only really need 1 character for ArtFight, so technically I'm already surpassing expectations. So, for my first ArtFight, I made 10 attacks, which altogether earned Team Seafoam 551.75 points. 3 of my attacks were friendly fire, and 3 of them were revenges. More on that later. I also received 9 attacks, 3 of which were revenges, which I won't be showing in the video, but the link to my page of defenses is in the description. You do need to have an account to view ArtFight pages, but having an account doesn't automatically make you a participant now or in the future. And might I just say, getting attacked for the first time on ArtFight, I literally screamed, out loud. Probably startled the rabbits a little with that one, but I was honestly grinning so wide and I was just jumping for joy at the art of my little guy. And at least for me, that feeling did not get old at all. I love all of the art that was made for me, and I made sure to communicate that in a completely and totally normal way in the comment section of each attack. Kept it super professional. The reason I was hesitant to join ArtFight this year is because I've had horrible art block for a really long time. Whenever I get an idea and I sketch it, if I'm happy enough with it to line and color it, I usually get frustrated by the time shading comes around and give up. It was only for my digital art though, because the traditional work I made for school didn't suffer nearly as much as my digital projects did. It really sucks too, because I've had some really cute pieces that I just end up hating because of the shading and rendering process. That being said, one good thing about ArtFight is the flexibility of the point system. You get a bunch of options when you upload your attacks. You paste the featured character's ID into the character box, their artist username goes in the recipient box, then you determine what size you depicted their character as. If applicable, you can also tick a box called Revenge, which you can only check if the recipient has attacked you before. While it does not earn you more points, it seems pretty fun to make revenge chains, and I definitely want to revenge some people next year who I didn't get around to attacking this year. As for the rating section, however, you can choose the medium you used and the various levels of detail you applied, and you can even tick a little polish box to indicate that you spent extra love and care on the piece. This box intimidated me at first since I wasn't sure which of my pieces deserved it and what counts as really hard work, but I ended up using it for my final 2 pieces since I worked on those over the course of a couple of days each, and I ended up being really proud of them. That being said, the drawing that earned me the most points was a Witch's Duel, which was a mini mass attack I did that earned me 215.75 points. The drawing I did with the least amount of points was a sticky note doodle I made, due to the lack of finish and the use of friendly fire, at 1.25 points. The reason I point this feature out is that it really emphasizes that you don't need to put your all into every piece you do for ArtFight. I mean, just take my work for example. I spent 5 minutes doodling a character in 1 color of pen as a messy sketch, and I deservedly got just over 1 point, but the pieces I put a lot more effort into got way more points. So while you do get more points for more characters and detail in each piece, it takes a significant amount of pressure off to know that if I'm struggling with the shading on a piece, I can just upload it without any shading at all and be okay, especially because I don't really care about winning. I actually did this for one of my pieces because I didn't like how the shading was going and I didn't want to push myself too hard, so I just reverted it to flat color and uploaded it without any shading at all. Another cool thing about ArtFight is that you can actually bookmark characters you want to save for later. You can also write little notes in your bookmarks for each character and organize them in descending order. I have about 15 characters bookmarked right now, and I organized them from the ones I really want to draw and have cool ideas for, to the ones who I just think are cool and might want to draw them next year. On a couple of them, I also wrote the word revenge, so I know to prioritize those ones when I get ideas. Even aside from the website itself, the ArtFight community is really neat from what I've experienced. For instance, some people do this thing where they have a Google form that people can fill out if they're new or just wanting more attacks, basically allowing for people to advertise their pages and maybe get more attacks that way. Or some people even upload a character page called Make Me a Character. It's pretty self-explanatory, but basically someone can make an OC for that person and upload it there. It's pretty cute, honestly. I had something similar to that where my Five Nights at Freddy's OC, Ricky, is still just a concept, so his outfit isn't fully realized yet. So in his character permissions page, more on that in a sec, I stated that I'm okay with his outfit and colors being changed. For one of the attacks made on him, the attacker actually did redesign him a bit, which gave me a lot of inspiration for making changes to his look. On that note, you can actually set up separate permissions for each of your characters on ArtFight, as well as global permissions that apply to all of your characters. For instance, my global permissions are standard things like don't ship my characters, don't draw angst or anything inappropriate of them, don't change their genders or races, and some other clarifying notes of things I am okay with, such as art of my characters interacting with each other or other people's characters, or faithful outfit variations. As for character permissions, for Ricky I said that angst was fine since he would hypothetically have a ruin form, or for my Sona, Clover, that he can be drawn in many different outfit variations, but he should have little leaves floating around if he's wearing his crown, or info such as his fairy dust is green. From what I've seen, the way people can depict their characters, art, and profiles seems to be pretty limitless, and I've seen some really creative stuff on all three fronts. I went into ArtFight not sure that I would be able to finish one piece, let alone 10. I actually made 3 fully shaded pieces from start to finish in the span of 2 days, which I haven't been able to do in 2 months before participating in this event. I'm really proud of myself, and while I don't think ArtFight cured my art block, it definitely motivated me to make things for other people and to get my ideas out. I'm really excited to play again next year and get to attacking some of the characters I didn't get to this time around. Hi, Editing Kit here. I can't believe that this video is actually done and coming out. It took me over a month to make. I actually started it at the end of ArtFight, like about a week before the event ended, because I knew that I was done making art for the event and I just wanted to turn it into a different kind of project. Obviously, by the time of posting this, it's not July anymore, so if you're watching this right now, you'll have to wait until next year, sorry. And also, the results for ArtFight were posted recently, and wow, Stardust totally smoked us with that one. I did ask permission from all of the people whose characters I drew art of during ArtFight, and they all said that I could show it in the video, so that's what I'm doing right now. So thank you, everyone, for that. Also, thank you to all my friends who believed in me that I could actually finish this project. And a big special thank you to my mom and my friend Ghost for helping me record the intro at the start of the video, that little scene there. That being said, thank you so much for watching, and have a great day!